Люди вырождаются, потому что они не в состоянии связать начало и конец. People degenerate because they aren't able to connect the beginning with the end.
Насчет растений начали разговаривать.
Нет ничего лучше Невского проспекта. По крайней мере, в Петербурге. There is nothing better than Невский проспект составляет все. At least in Petersburg, for which it is everything. Чем не блестит эта улица? Красавица. I know for a fact that not one of its pale office clerks would exchange Nevsky Prospect for all the tea in China. Not just the 25-year-old with a dashing mustache and the beautifully tailored frock coat, but even the fellow with white whiskers sprouting from his chin and the head as smooth as a silver platter. He too is enraptured by Nevsky Prospect. And lest we forget, the ladies. Nevsky Prospect finds even more favor with the ladies. Their reading tastes were very Catholic, with my mother preferring Russian classics. Neither she nor my father held definite opinions about literature, music, art, although in their youth they knew personally a number of Leningrad writers, composers, painters. They were just readers, evening readers to be more precise, and they were always careful to renew their library cards. Returning from work, my mother would invariably have in her string bag full of potatoes or cabbage a library book, wrapped in a newspaper cover to prevent it from getting soiled. Мама всегда приносила в авоське с картошкой или капустой библиотечную книгу, завернутую в газету, чтобы та не заморалась. Любопытно, чего люди больше всего боятся? Нового шага, нового собственного слова они всего больше боятся. Впрочем, я слишком много болтаю. Того и ничего не делаю. Пожалуй, впрочем, и так. Оттого болтаю, что ничего не делаю. Это я в этот последний месяц выучился болтать, лежа по целым суткам в углу и думая о царе Горохе. Но Зачем я теперь иду? Разве я способен на это? Разве это серьезно? Совсем не серьезно. Так, ради фантазии сам себя тешу. Игрушки. Да, пожалуй, что и игрушки. Все 6 крохотных комнат. All 6 tiny rooms were heated by steam central heating, which meant that in the little flat you were suffocated by a humid hothouse heat. The panes of the windows sweated, and Sofia Petrovna's visitor sweated. Both maid and husband eternally sweated. Sofia Petrovna Lihutina was herself covered in perspiration like a Japanese chrysanthemum in warm dew. Well, so how could any perspective be established in such a hothouse? And there was no perspective. Перспективы и не было. В связи с положением моего мужа, due to my husband's position, I am often obliged to go out in society, to receive guests and return their visits, to attend evening parties and dinners. But I have no friends, male or female. I have nothing in common with the local ladies, and I don't believe in friendship between men and women. That's enough about me. If you reply, tell me at least something about yourself. What are you like? Where do you make your home? Do you prefer Shakespeare or Shelley? Goethe or Dante? Balzac or Flaubert? Do you like music? And what kinds? Are you married? Are you bound up in some dreary alliance? Or perhaps you and your bride are in that tender and beautiful phase when everything is new and joyous, when there still are no memories, which are only wearisome, which give you the illusion of some former happiness, and inscrutable ones taken for granted. She's only a little girl, and there has never once been a sign of even a maiden in her. With her hearty nature and her simple, almost earthy upbringing, she certainly did not promise to remain a virgin. But all the same, she is approaching womanhood. What kind of a woman will she be? What kind of a woman should she be? One day, while strolling about the schoolyard during the midday recess, Oля Mещерская had been speaking in a quick, rapid patter to her favorite classmate, the tall, plump Subotina girl. Once I was reading one of Papa's books. He has scats of curious old books, and I read what a woman must have to be truly beautiful. It said black eyes, smoldering like pitch. Really and truly, that's what it said, smoldering like pitch. Then eyelashes, black as the night, a gentle blush about the cheeks, a slender form, hands somewhat longer than the usual, you understand? a bit longer than ordinary, a small foot, a moderately large bosom, a calf that is rounded just so, a knee the color of seashells, sloping shoulders. I learned a lot of it almost by heart. It's also perfectly right. But the main thing, you know what the main thing is? Light breathing. And I've got it, you know. Just you listen how I can sigh. It's true, I've got it, don't I? Now, that light breathing has dissolved in you, in the vapors of the world, in the cloud-strewn sky, the cold spring wind, в этом облачном небе, в этом холодном весеннем ветре. Во мне царит законченность. Mine is the realm of completeness. To be found here is a copy of any book ever printed in this part of the world, and a second copy too, a book behind the book. There is something disconcerting, even frivolous, about such abundance, in which the extraordinary resides alongside the merely remarkable, flanked by the middling and sometimes the trite. Many a book inside these walls was the occasion of bloodshed in the world outside. Wars have been sparked by the slightest alteration in the text of the Bible. Now the books have found their peace and come to rest alongside each other. But there were times in which they had to be hidden, disowned, struck off the list. Any book stripped of its call number no longer existed and was safe from being sold off, given away, or even destroyed. There can be beauty in compliance with the system. Numberless books were deprived of existence and could therefore continue to live. Others moved to a secret collection. They were there, but equally they were not. Inquiries met with blank stares. When the winds of fate turned, the books would stir and begin their return to the front row. Now visitors request them again. Now. It is always now. At some point someone always said that now was now, and the problem no longer existed. Ты мне ври да ври по-своему, и я тебя тогда поцелую. Соврать по-своему, ведь это почти лучше, чем правда по одному, по-чужому. Talk nonsense, but talk your own nonsense, and I'll kiss you for it. To go wrong in one's own way is better than to go right in someone else's. In the first case, you are a man. In the second, you're no better than a bird. Truth won't escape you, but life can be cramped The low sun shone yellow on the empty fields. The horses splashed steadily through the puddles. He gazed at the fleetingly glimpsed horseshoes, his black brows knitted, and thought, yes, you've only yourself to blame. Yes, of course, they were the best moments. And not merely the best, but truly magical. All round the scarlet dog rose bloomed. The avenues of dark limes stood. But my God, what would have happened later on? What if I hadn't abandoned her? What nonsense. This Nadezhda, not the keeper of a lodging house, but my wife, the mistress of my house in Saint Petersburg, the mother of my children. And closing his eyes, he shook his head. Одно-то не должно быть сокрыто. But let one thing be known to you, my dears. One day before the Lord is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years like one day. We always imagine eternity as something beyond our conception, something vast, vast. But why must it be vast? Instead of all that, what if it's one little room, like a bathhouse in the country, black and grimy, and spiders in every corner? And that's all eternity is? Вот и вся вечность. And so death, the worst of all evils, means nothing to us. As long as we are here, he is not. And if he is, we are not. Когда же она приходит, мы уже не существуем. O Lord, make me know my end, and what is the measure of my days. Let me know how fleeting I am. Behold, you have made my days a few handbreadths, and my lifetime is as nothing before you.
Славим Отца и Сына и Святаго Духа Господа. Богородицу и Матерь Света, песне возвеличи.
So, what is time? If no one asks me, I know. If I'm asked and should answer, I do not know. Если бы я захотел объяснить спрашивающему, нет, не знаю. Ничего лучше Невского. What doesn't sparkle on this?